What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So when it comes to everything that's happening in the crypto market, that's happening in, all of our accounts, our centralized exchanges, the questions that we have for all of these platforms, when we look at what FTX did and we say this is ridiculous that this would even happen, that anybody would even allow this. The fact that so many people are blind to the fact that this is actually happening every single day in things that aren't crypto is kind of mind-boggling, right? I look at it and I'm just like, how do people not understand this? But I guess they hide it so well in the fact that it's always been tradition that people hold their money with these institutions, with these banks, that they are blind to what's actually happening right under their eyes. And that's the whole reason why crypto is even a thing, so that, we're not looking at what they are doing that is similar to what FTX has done. Similar. I'm not going to say exactly the same, but similar to it. So I wanted to talk about that and talk about how FTX is really showing us why crypto should really be the future, even though they are kind of collapsing things at the same time. So you have a couple of bad actors, I would say, that really mess it up for the entire thing, but it does show us a clear picture of what is in front of us, and that other people have been explaining as well, trying to get us to understand crypto a little bit more. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Perry8K. You can follow me there. Don't forget about my Patreon if you guys want more educational content, crypto content, first look content. You can definitely get all that stuff over on Patreon, as well as buy alerts and sell alerts whenever I make a purchase. I've been thinking about making a purchase as of late, but I haven't really made that purchase yet. So anyways, I've been actually purchasing quite a bit in the last month and a half or so. But anyways, let's talk about FTX. If you don't know what happened to FTX, they went bankrupt. Basically, doing something where they are over leveraging themselves and, taking on their FTT token, where they're essentially loaning it out to themselves. It's just interesting how everything really played out. Now, I didn't see this coming because I didn't pay any attention to FTX, because I wasn't sponsored by FTX. I never invested my money in FTX. I've been approached by people that, not FTX themselves, but I've been approached by people that have said, hey, you should go on FTX because they're offering this sort of APY on this. And I'm like, it doesn't really make sense for me to have another exchange. And I'm glad I didn't, because then maybe I would have put money into there thinking that this is great, or maybe I would have said it's too good to be true. But anyways, FTX and the whole collapse of what did happen there, and how the crypto market is really pulling back because of how much was invested on that platform and not actually having reserves to cover if people decided to sell. This is the same situation that we're looking at when it comes to banking, right? Our banks that we bank with, whether it's, Sovereign Bank, I think First National, I don't even know if that's a national bank, Wells Fargo, that's a national bank. You have a bunch of different banks that essentially will take your money, and what do they do with that money? You would think, as a normal person, that you go into that bank account, that they put it into a little box that says your name on it, and you're like, oh, Matt wants his money, so they pull it out of that box. No, that's not the case. When you put your $1,000 into an account, or $10,000 into account, a lot of times they can loan out, or they will loan out most of that money, keeping around 10%, maybe a little more depending, but they're keeping around 10% at least in the bank or in the institution to be able to withdraw at any moment, because you're probably going to withdraw a little bit of your money. But there's a lot of people that don't withdraw. Like they'll put the money in the bank and they'll immediately spend it. But when you put money into like a savings account or anything like that, usually it's sitting there for quite some time. Even in a checking account, they do this as well. So what they'll do is they'll loan out 90% of your money, and then that'll go to somebody else who's maybe buying a car, right? They buy that car, they loan that money out that they ended up getting, they end up going through that bank for that loan, which they end up loaning out that money, or loaning out 90% of that money as well. So ultimately, you're looking at maybe $10,000, $100,000 that they can loan out off of this $1,000 or $10,000 amount that you're putting into the bank, which is a horrible situation to know that they're getting so many loans off of this $1,000 that, I'm just like shocked. And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. If they're getting $10,000 from $1,000 that I've given them, then I decide to go and get all my money, will I be able to? Yes, because there's a number of people that are doing the same thing, putting their money in the bank and they're loaning it out to different people. So they take whatever they do have as free cash, that 10%, I guess, or whatever they have that's free, and they're giving it to you so that you can pay your bills. And as they get more money in, as they get interest in, they're getting interest from all of these different places and making so much money. Now, what happens if Elon Musk comes out and says, I don't want to bank with Wells Fargo anymore. I'm pulling out $300 million from Wells Fargo because I don't want to put money in their account. They're over leveraged. What happens to that bank? I guarantee there's people that come in and say, well, Elon Musk is leaving. I'm leaving. I'm going to a different bank. I'm not even going to any bank here. So they end up taking their money out when all of these people end up leaving. Well, now the bank goes under because they don't have the funds to give to people. So this is essentially what exactly happened with FTX, to where they didn't have the funds to give it to people. So they had to stop withdrawals, hold people's accounts frozen because they can't give people the money that they need because technically they don't have it, right? They have all these loans and FTT. It's just not ideal. It's not a situation that we want to happen, and we know that it was bad. So why don't we think the banking system is bad? We currently bank with so many different places. I bank with 2 different places, and I know exactly what they're doing, but I still do it because everything functions through banks. This is the reason why crypto is so important, because it takes that out of here. Now, you do have a couple of outliers where you have exchanges that are doing this, and those have gone under. Other exchanges that don't loan out, your cryptocurrency basically to others, or be backed by their own coin or use their coin as collateral. That's not something that you want. Those are surviving. The ones that are not doing that, the ones that are doing that are collapsing. So obviously it's an issue. But what does this teach us? This teaches us that the banking system and how it functions right now, we're not going to be able to get away from it because there's too many people that are on it, and it's too big to fail. It will always be here, right? The government has bailed them out time and time again, and they bailed them out big in 2008, 2009, and that was obviously a horrible situation to see, that they got bailed out before American people got bailed out, and the houses that were getting foreclosed upon, and people that were losing everything. So it's still going to be here, but we know that the banking system is the problem, and living with that system is a big issue that we will have. And hopefully crypto will change that by making things decentralized, right? So it shows us the path that we want. However, it still hurts to see anybody take advantage of a system that's supposed to be changing the system, not reinventing the system, right? If you're reinventing the system into the same thing, I mean, you're supposed to be changing it completely. So anyways, that's my video for you guys. I wanted to give you a little bit of education here so you guys understand that this is not something that's new that has happened. This is just in a different industry, a different market. So hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, feel free to check out those links in the description. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.